And I see colors when I hear your voice. Grab your wings and put in gravity.
Ciao, I'm a Trabolmeicher. Fatina Pinati. Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't have a problem with any accent. I mean, it's definitely different, you know, but I think just the idea of having all of the songs that I've kind of written over the course of a lot of years sitting in one place on one stage is really nice for me. Gosh, it was probably, I mean, several months ago, probably as many as 4 or 5 months ago at least. Yeah, you know, I haven't been out here for such a long time, and it was just a matter of trying to find the right time to come out. And with the new EP coming out, I figured, you know, now is as good a time as any. So yeah, that's why we did it. Well, I mean, more than anything, it was just I was ready to retire Jack's Mannequin. You know, I made 3 records with Jack's, and I was really only intending to make 1 record. And it sort of continued and continued, and then when I realized that it had sort of come to a finish and that I'd sort of put the last bit of work into Jack's Mannequin, deciding whether or not to like create a new name it just seemed like kind of a stretch. You know, I really wanted the chance to play some of the old Something Corporate songs and sort of mix them with the Jack songs and mix them with new songs, and sort of the one common thread through that stuff was me. So I just figured I'd keep it simple and use my own name. I mean, so far the feedback has been really positive. The reason for the change, I wouldn't say like there was a specific reason. I mean, I knew I wanted to make something that was a little bit more modern. The last Jack's record was definitely like we recorded it all kind of live, and it was very much like a testament to some of my favorite artists, like, you know, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and bands that I had grown up with. So I decided I wanted to record and write a lot of this stuff in the studio, and I think just by virtue of being in the studio when we were writing the songs, there was a lot more access to electronics and sort of more of the synth-driven type production that you hear on the record. Yeah, I mean, I would say yes. I mean, when I started playing, I was a teenager, you know, and so I think, you know, for me to go from being, you know, just kind of 18 years old, 17 years old, touring on the road, and now I'm 30, you know, there's definitely been a generational shift between when I started till now. And the cool thing is actually seeing that there's still really young people who come out to the shows, but now there's also, you know, people who sort of grew up with my music who are now married and having kids, and kind of like, you know, a whole other group of people now coming out to the shows, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of boring, but like peanut butter or vanilla, but yeah, one of those two. What stereotypes about Italy do I know? Oh god, that's trying to get me in trouble here. I don't know any stereotypes about Italy. How's that going? The worst things about California, gosh, that's a tough question because I love it so much. But the driving is a bit of a pain. I mean, there are positive sides to being able to, you know, drive all the way up the coast, which can be beautiful. But there's tons and tons of traffic especially throughout Los Angeles and the areas where I live. So the driving can be a bit of a pain. My favorite things about California is the Pacific Ocean. You know, I'm so attached to the beach and so attached to the Pacific. So I think that there's just there's a vibe and a feeling in California in certain places, not everywhere, but in certain places. It's hard to pin down, but something that I just really connect with. I don't have it. Not anymore. I don't have to use a cell phone number anymore. Okay. Not after that song, I guess. You know, what about him? You know, that's a pretty childish song written from a pretty childish position. I really have no problem with Jordan as of today. I think ever since I was a kid, I've been really fascinated by the stars and by, and just by the things that I don't know, and I sort of attach a lot of that to outer space, and I've always had sort of like, this outside dream of like, what if I could actually get there one day, you know what I mean? But for me, I think I associate so much of kind of the wonder of the unknown and the mysterious with space that I tend to fill that in the blank when I'm sort of looking for that bit in my lyrics. I do, yeah. Not so much during these shows, but I do. What do you think about eggs? Like the food eggs?
Yeah.
I hate it. I really do. I mean, I can have eggs like, when they're broken up and mixed in like a cake batter or something like that, but like scrambled eggs or something like that, I can't handle it.